want to talk about
He,
Anthony?
we're not going to talk about Anthony because
Left
we
foot,
don't
right
have the
foot.
time. We just don't
We
have the
don't.
time.
We don't. We don't. We don't.
Um, episode 6, 2 special guests back in the building. The Moon Man, the Jackie Moon Man, and Rodrigo, who is famously known for throwing up Derek's well-cooked omelets on my floor my sophomore year of college. Um, we spent the last hour off camera talking about things that won't make it into the
If we just
recording.
hit that record button, though, out of here, out of here. Oh.
They'd have to extradite me back
It-
to America.
So,
Yeah.
let's talk football. Let's talk football. There were 2
We'll try.
games, Arsenal and PSG. Rod, I just want to ask you the question very straight up and honestly. Are you here to conduct a curse on Arsenal because they knocked out Madrid and you don't want them to go through?
Absolutely not. I think it was well deserved. I think Arteta took vengeance for what Madrid did to Pep for the past like 3 years. In my opinion, I think Arteta had a well balanced plan. It was Madrid's time to freaking lose a Champions League. Like you can't just get away with just being individually better than every other team and then just hoping for your superstars to bail you out. Um, this year, Madrid have been horrible, all year long, inconsistent. Um, and when I mention horrible, I mean they're still second in La Liga. Obviously, a quarterfinal uh,
Just the
knockout.
standards that you've seen.
Exactly. It's the standards aren't the standards, but at the same time, what do you expect? You literally have the best players in the world, and as I mentioned last time I was in the podcast, there's no way that your front 3 players can just do everything for you. So, I mean, I'm not mad about it. It's just it is what it is. It's good to see some variety in the Champions League, and I actually enjoy watching Arsenal play because it's very well structured and it's very pleasing to watch if you know football, if you
Well,
like tactics. So
If
well,
I may.
I don't know if I'd go that
If I
far,
may.
but
Okay. Just where did you want to go?
yeah, I don't know if I'd categorize Arsenal as a brilliant team on the eyes to watch. But Jack, let's talk. Going back to Paris, down 1-0. What do you think about the game?
Yeah, obviously, as an Arsenal fan, very disappointing. I just don't think we showed up. I mean, you could see that we missed Thomas Partey in the midfield, right?
Mm.
And that changed a lot, having to move Marino back into the midfield. And then, obviously, not having a true number 9 really hurt us. Trossard playing that false 9 role. Your front 3, Trossard, Saka, and Martinelli, you have no size. You have no hold-up ability. Odegaard, totally non-existent. Um, Unacceptable performance as the captain of the football club in the semi
Ah,
of the Champions League.
talk your
First time,
talk.
first time in 16 years, right? We're back in the Champions League semifinal, and we just didn't show up to play, right? I mean, Dembele, PSG, very well worked goal. I know Dembele mishit it, but he got decent connection on it. He didn't hit it as clean as he would have liked. But if you watch the build up, PSG did a really good job of almost inviting, like trapping Arsenal to come press them. And we just didn't cover the middle spaces. They found the midfielder to feet. He got in the half turn. They get the ball wide, a simple cutback ball, and it's a goal. 4 minutes in. And then from there, the crowd's totally depleted, right? Taken out of it. And I thought we responded pretty well. Donnarumma made 2 massive saves on Martinelli and Trossard in the game. Obviously, we had the goal disallowed from Marino's header to start the second half, but just wasn't good enough. PSG, they're a very good team. I'm not going to say that the tie's over. I think having Partey in the second leg will be a big difference. But obviously now you got to go to Paris and just get a goal to even force extra time, score 2 to win the tie. So Just very disappointing. Very disappointing. I was just, obviously coming off such a high against Madrid. Obviously, we're not focused on the league anymore, the Premier League, but just, very, very disappointed. We just didn't look.
That was a great summary.
We didn't look ready.
That was a great summary. Yeah, I feel like everything you said was accurate. I think the two players that actually showed up to play were Declan Rice and Lewis Skelly. I feel like these two just show up every time, no matter what's asked of them, and they just showcase their versatility. Because, like you said, with no Partey, Declan had to drop back there. And as someone who doesn't rate Partey too highly, actually witnessing Arsenal without him, I'm like, I can't believe how much of a difference there really is.
Yeah.
So that was something like really interesting to say. But I know you talked about their goal and how like a midfielder picked it up, but I think it was Dembele who actually picked it up in the midfield. And the thing with PSG is that they have him just in this free roaming like role wherever he's able to pick up the ball in the half turn and play out. But is there any way to stop this? Like, is there any tactic that you guys have in mind that should stop a free roaming player like Dembele, who's not really a 9?
No, I've said it before. I think PSG are ahead of the curve. I think right now they have assembled their squad to have a perfect mixture of extremely technical players that are comfortable no matter how they're being pressed, how they're being defended, but they're also extremely physical and able to press other teams and win the ball back. I mean, it's a hell of a challenge for Arsenal. I think Arsenal's biggest strength is their defensive structure and their ability to press teams and suffocate teams. But like you saw, like PSG, it just takes one moment and they go down the other end and score. And I know they had Varskelia was killing Timber in the first half.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Times, huh?
That was abuse.
Rodrigo, what was the meme we were just talking about earlier today? When it was Eubanks just going like, lick him up, lick him up, Rastafari. The first 20 minutes? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I haven't seen Timber get moved to like that. I haven't.
I think the only way that Arsenal stop a PSG team who is just so fit, counter-attacking, forward. They put Hakimi basically comes into the middle of the pitch half the time when he drives with the ball. You have to sit in a low block, Jack. What do you think? 4-4-2 low block, and just kind of play on the counter.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad strategy. I mean,
it's the classic. Everyone in the Premier League's doing it right now.
Yeah.
It's favorited right now. A compact low block.
The thing with Arsenal is they're more built for European competition than they are the Prem. Like, if you look at Arsenal the last couple years, the reason they haven't won the Prem yet is because they draw too many games. It's not because they lose games, which in Europe is what you need to do. Like, getting a draw is a good result in Europe, but in the Prem, it's seen as a failure. So I think the problem is going to Paris. They need to win the game. If they were going there 0-0, 1-1, I think it's a completely different outlook on how you play. But we did see Aston Villa have success against PSG, but they also found themselves down like 4-1 in aggregate before PSG just switched off. So I don't know.
I think it's really funny because we actually saw Mourinho play in the position that he was bought for, and then we realized that, he's actually a false 9. Like, he should actually be playing the false 9 because he provides that outlet for the Saka and Martinelli to keep making those runs, because Trossard simply isn't good enough. But to answer your question, Rodrigo, I feel like I was doing some research and just trying to like look up how people have handled Mavericks before, like these players that just, they can come up with anything at any time. And I don't know if you guys remember, but I think it was 2017 when Man United played against Chelsea. And Ander Herrera has a very famous game of walking around and just man-marking Hazard the entire game. They won 2-0. He got a goal and assist. And I don't know if this should be what you do with Dembele, but I'm trying to think of ways to just mark your best player out the game.
I don't
No,
think.
because they'll give it to Due or Varscalia, and they'll just cook whoever's
I
in
also
front
think
of
them.
them.
I also think Dembele is too quick. Like, for example, if you like,
He
I
is.
listen. I think
And Hazard?
yeah,
Who from
Hazard's
Arsenal is going
shiftier.
to do it?
Hazard's
It should
shiftier.
have been Marino.
Why don't they just let Odegaard do it? Because he's not doing anything else anyway.
That's
He
fair.
Hey,
might as
hey,
well just grab Due's shorts and hold
but
him the
but you
whole
know,
game. Like,
Odegaard's that old school 10. Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit. I'm just being real. Like like that's like the old school 10, and that's why the 10 doesn't exist anymore. Just because sometimes you're brilliant, sometimes you're not, because you're always trying different things. And there are times Arsenal fans are, oh, Odegaard, brilliant player. And then when things don't go his way, when passes aren't connecting, when he looks like he's just out of the game because a team just decides to be a bit more aggressive on him, then he looks bad. But it's what you get with the position. It's what you get with that type of player. It's like the same thing with Ozil. It's the Ozil conversation all over again.
Are you comparing Ozil and Odegaard?
I'm comparing the position, the style of player.
Yeah, I just feel like if Ozil was in this team, he'd be set up for so much more success because of the stability he has behind him, and he'd be able to
Ozil was
like
playing
grow
with 10
more.
planks. Ozil was playing with 10
Yeah,
planks at Arsenal.
but I mean, you bring up a good point, but I also think some of the attacking flair that I want to bring this to Jack about is what do you think about Wanyeri only coming on with 3 minutes to go? Like, did you rate that sub? Do you think it should have happened? Do you think it should have happened earlier? Like, what's going on?
Should have happened way earlier. In my opinion, I just think our wingers were poor. I don't think we were able to generate much. I think PSG totally outplayed us. I think that we were just flat from the time the match kicked off. I just think PSG's just super confident at the moment. I think Luis Enrique is a great manager. I think his style of play is with the squad he has is just very tough to beat. We're talking about Dembele a lot, and this is probably the most confident we've ever seen him in his career. His recent run of form.
Ballon d'Or nominee.
I'll tell you
Doesn't
what,
even
I
look like
mean,
he's trying.
no, it's almost too easy for him. And then like you guys said, I mean, you look at the other caliber. I mean, I thought Due really stood out to me. I thought that was the first time I'd really watched him play a full match from minute 0 to 90, and was just super impressed with his ability to get out of challenges, to take guys on the dribble. He's just a smart, crafty little player. Just great pace. But yeah, I think Nawari, I think he should have come on way earlier. I think Arteta failed to act upon the bench. But the problem is, what bench is there? Right? We have no one. Um, you know, with
Jack,
injuries,
you're
with lack
you're
of squad.
also it's only also 1-0.
Yeah,
Like
no, I know. We're
like
still in a
it's not.
tie. But I'm just saying, I was very disappointed coming off such a high. How do you go to the Bernabeu and you beat Real Madrid,
I'm
right?
with you.
well, you beat a bad team. That's what happened.
Yeah,
Oh, that's crazy.
Madrid should have lost to Atletico Madrid. Real Madrid should have lost to Atletico Madrid.
Listen, I'm not saying Real Madrid's class, but the way we played against Madrid in 2 ties was great football
Mhm.
and great bit of play.
Yes,
Right.
but
And
what?
that didn't translate to this tie. And from an Arsenal fan perspective, I'm very disappointed.
Yes,
Well,
but why did you play great football against Madrid?
Madrid is so
Could it
stretched.
have? I was gonna say, could it have anything to do with the
Of
fact
course, it
that
has to do
Madrid
with
just
the game.
doesn't run and they let you have the ball?
I feel like you guys are being like discrediting how well Arsenal played. Like
No,
we get it
Arsenal.
how
We're
bad.
not.
Like
Listen, as an
I feel
Arsenal
like
fan, I see both.
We're not.
I see both sides to this argument. You know, I think we deserve to be in the semifinals, but I think right now in that first game we got totally outclassed. And PSG could have added in more late goals. They hit the bar at the end of the game,
you
right?
got to talk about that because as a 9,
Yeah.
I've never seen a toe poke like that in my life. from
That's
a
class
pro.
in it.
I've never
Okay.
seen a toe poke like that in my life.
Oh, it's what coaches tell you to
Did you
do,
get a hand
but
for that, Ryan? Or did it just hit the bar?
I think it just hit the bar.
And that
He
was
didn't even have any backlift.
the sub that came on, yeah?
Yeah, Gonzalo Ramos.
Yeah,
I
Ramos.
yeah.
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah. I mean, that could have been the tie. 2-0. Here's my thing. If Arsenal wants to win this tie, yeah, it's going to happen on penalties. I just cannot see us going to Paris and scoring 2 goals.
It's gonna
I think
happen
we're
on
gonna-
set pieces, Jack.
That's it. That's our biggest strength. And I don't know why we keep doing that, starting offside, trying to come back. That is so easy to defend to me.
It's
And I
so
don't know
hard
why-
to Jack. I think it's the hardest thing to defend.
You think that's hard to defend? Because if I'm the defending team, right? I'm sitting on top of the box. They're all offside. Right when he's about to deliver, just
Just run forward.
pass up, sprint forward.
Yeah,
I don't
But-
know why no one defends it this
Why?
way. Just run forward.
but it takes one stupid fella to keep everyone else on side.
I get that, but like,
Yeah, but
Takes
that's
a leg.
every set piece.
after
Though.
weeks and weeks of preparation. Okay, this is what Arsenal does. They do it every single time. The 5 guys standing at the back post in offside position. Why is nobody doing it and just sprinting their ass forward and saying, "You're going to beat us? Go ahead. You can score an offside goal every day."
Because
I
it
will
takes
say-
it takes one Mong's heel to keep him on.
I will say it's never a good sign when your goalkeeper's hoofing in free kicks from inside his own half into the penalty box. I mean, that's what my team did in high school because we couldn't score a goal. So it was like, let's just throw the ball into the box wherever, whenever.
I'm still not mad at that though. I'm really not mad at that though. This is Arsenal set piece specialist.
But here's
Let him
my point,
cook.
right? If it goes
Like-
to penalties, I don't like our chances at all. Donnarumma, world class, right? I mean,
Well, that's the thing.
Saka's,
That's the thing you need to
Saka's
worry
pretty
about.
good in pressure pens.
No, not against Donnarumma. We've seen it already.
Aye.
That's the thing I was gonna bring up with you, Jack. Donnarumma needs to get rid.
Wait. You're worried about Donnarumma and pens. You should be worried about Raya and pens.
No, Smitty. We're on the same page. No, we're on the same page.
Okay.
No, Donnarumma's off the vodka mules like I am. He's gonna dive the opposite way 5 seconds early. Like that's him. But I'm saying with Donnarumma, he shouldn't be allowed in England. I think if he was a keeper in England, we'd see him as one of the best ever.
listen,
Whenever he shows up in England, he is the best keeper in the world.
I think he's the best in the world, and I have no problem saying that. From what I've seen,
I do, but yes, go ahead.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you look back at like Declan Rice picked that ball. He made a couple really nice plays, getting by a couple of defenders and slotting through Trossard. Great save, right? 1v1 with Donnarumma. Martinelli had one in the first half, just point blank. I think, just the ability to make those saves in high pressure moments. And he's such a big frame, right? I mean, on set pieces, he comes and collects things. If you're losing late in the match and you're just, putting
Or he
balls,
dives.
you're putting balls in the box, he's gonna win everything. And
Yeah, but PSG they're not a big team.
no, not at all.
So I'm
He has to play
putting
big.
I'm betting my chances that
Listen,
Arsenal players get to the ball before Donnarumma does.
Yeah.
He still has to go through traffic.
but that's the biggest problem I have, Rod, with Arsenal. We try and walk it in. We want to play pretty football and score the perfect goal. If I was Soccer or Martinelli, every time, get the ball, beat your guy, loft the cross in. Okay? Keep him honest. All right? That's what I would do because, yes, Donnarumma's got height and he'll collect balls in the air, but like you mentioned, their back line's small, right? They don't have great height. We should be trying to win fouls on the edge of the box, looking to deliver balls time and time again, but we don't do it. I really think that, we're playing such a robotic style at times, Arsenal, that, we
Pep
kind
ball.
of miss.
Welcome to Pep ball.
We miss, and that's set to learn it all, right?
Well,
Pep disease. Odegaardism.
a little bit of it.
Obviously,
I feel like
that, but we don't have the team to do so right now. So.
I feel like
Football? No, that's not football anymore. Like Pep's football is not what football is right now.
We are in a transition period. I completely agree.
And thank
And
God.
oh, when you just listen to the other pod. We talk our talk about what Pep Guardiola did, but no, it's interesting because, like Rodrigo said, it's only 1-0.
Yeah.
I really think there is a chance when Party comes in because Declan's able to move up and down the pitch like he usually should now. Obviously, I've seen both of Declan at the 6 and 8, or we all have, and I was a big fan of him at the 6, but after what I've seen recently, he needs to be at the 8 for Arsenal. He needs to be. He's a
He has
driving
to be
force.
doing performance enhancing drugs. There's no way that a 6 could be that good at an 8 as an 8 higher on the pitch. He just goes side to side as a 6. As an 8, it's brilliant. Like, I don't understand how the transformation for a player to do that is really, really hard. And he's done
He
it
did it so
extremely
seamlessly.
Yeah, he's done it extremely well.
Yeah. Any final thoughts before we just go to quick predictions for leg 2?
Nah.
No, I'm good.
No.
All right. Jack, you're good? Was that healthy for you?
Yeah, I'm good. I mean,
Okay.
listen, I'm not the time, like you said, it's not over, but
So what do you think's gonna happen?
I was watching a game with my dad on Tuesday, and
Oh, I can only imagine what it looked like in that household.
what's going on in the Shearer household. A lot of English blood
Yeah.
on the TV. But no, listen. I think the second leg is going to be entertaining. I think Arsenal, obviously, they have to push, which means if Arsenal aren't scoring, PSG is going to get a shit ton of chances on the counter, right? Because we have to go for it. So I do think there's goals to be in the game. Like I said, I don't know. It's tough. It's going to be tough to score 2 in Paris without a true number 9. I've seen crazier things done.
Well, I don't think Trossard starts.
I don't think he should. No.
Okay.
Well,
okay,
maybe
cool.
Raheem Sterling's the guy, you know?
Maybe he's the answer. He's still got great. He's great 1v1, great pace.
Well, Marino will go back to his natural position at the 9. You
I
know,
think he does well.
Partey will slot in.
He does well.
Yeah.
Holds it up.
So, what's your score prediction?
I'm gonna say 1-1.
You think PSG goes through?
I do. I hate to say it, but I just think they're too much, and yeah.
All right, football wins. Rodrigo?
Yeah, I was going to say 1-1 as well. 1-1, but I think Arsenal missed a few big chances, especially on set pieces. I don't think it's going to be as bad as Jack thinks it's going to be. I think Arsenal are going to come out and play extremely well. But I just think at the end of the day, Arsenal don't have the quality in front of goal to make things happen at the moment. I think midfield's going to be completely dominated by Arsenal, but I just think that in the
tough
counter
to dominate
space,
that midfield though.
It's
tough.
gonna if Partey's back. I think if you have a true lockdown 6 like that, I think it frees Declan Rice to get forward. But I just think there's not enough, and I think there's going to be a lot of chances missed on set pieces that Arsenal are going to want to maybe hold back onto just because they're doing crazy shit, and there's going to be a lot of offsides. So, but I think PSG go through 1-1, but it's going to be an entertaining game, that's for sure.
Fair enough. Smitty?
2-1 PSG. I just think they're the most complete team in the world right now. I think they have too much individual quality, and I think Arsenal's going to open themselves up a little too much, and it will bite them in the ass.
I got 1-0 Arsenal. And I got this going to pens and Arsenal losing on pens.
See, that is worse for me. I just want to lose.
It's not intentional. I just genuinely think after what I saw with Partey in the midfield, I think it's going to make a very big difference. So I genuinely think Arsenal can get a set piece,
Here's the goal
hold it down.
Here's the goal scorer for Arsenal.
Kyrior.
Oh, funny.
But okay. That was the more or less
That was the boring.
that was the less entertaining game. Who wants to kick us off with
What the hell?
I'll kick us
one
off.
of the greatest games I've ever seen? Go ahead,
I'll
Ron.
kick
Go
us
ahead.
off. I think, Kenny, you're gonna hate me. I think Inter are gonna win the Champions League.
Nah,
You
this
know
guy's
why?
so fake. This guy's so
You-
fake. Smitty,
you know why? You
Smitty,
know why?
Smitty.
No.
Should we even let him finish? I'm pissed
No,
right now.
I see the vision. I actually see the vision.
That's all
Go
I gotta
ahead.
say.
Let's go back. What? 14, 15 years ago? We had a
Diego Milito and
rematch.
them, man. Oh, brother.
We had a
beat Bayern.
rematch. We had Inter. We had Jose Mourinho's Inter against Pep's Barcelona. And what happened? Mourinho
Rodrigo,
came on top. Inter came on top. Mourinho came on top. Real Madrid came on top. Because Barcelona was obsessed with playing a Champions League final at the Bernabeu. It did not happen, and that's what got Mourinho the job at Real Madrid. I'm not one to hate ever. As you can tell, I'm not really upset that Arsenal beat Real Madrid. But there's one thing that I can't stand is the modern day Barcelona fans who just if if Madrid farts the wrong way, they'll go up on Twitter and just start saying, "Oh, Madrid this, Madrid that. This is your Ballon d'Or winner. Blah blah. Vinicius this and Mbappe that." I genuinely hate Barcelona right now, and just straight up because of the fans. That's why I hope Inter
Talk your shit, boy.
destroy them in the next leg. I genuinely hope the worst for Barcelona. And that's all I wanted to say about this leg because I genuinely could not care less about Barcelona or Inter, but I just hope Barcelona doesn't win. I hope Barcelona genuinely gets 3-4-0 just scored on them. Lamine Yamal has an absolute stinker. He's a brilliant player, but I just can't stand
It's
him.
tough these days. It's tough these days to say Lamine Yamal's gonna have a stinker because
I'm a generational hater of Barcelona.
It's gonna take a generation to hate on this man because
Best player in the world.
now, Jack, you talk your talk. You talk your talk right now.
Unbelievable performance. Every time he got the football at his feet, I genuinely stood up out my chair and said, "Wow, something's going to happen here." And I haven't seen this from a player since the greats, right? Messi and Ronaldo. Okay, I haven't seen it from someone. But what a fantastic game of football. 3-3. Inter Milan kick it off early, 30 seconds in. What a finish that was, that first goal. And then Dumfries gets the set piece, and I'm thinking, wow, what's going on here? We're in Spain. It's 2-0 Inter. And then Lamine just turned it on, and Barca kind of got their foothold in the match. And really love what Ferran Torres is doing right now for Barca, filling that Lewandowski role. I think that he's been stepping up big time for them. I thought the second goal they scored was absolute class. The ball in behind, the header back central from Rafinha, and Torres there to finish. And just a really good game of football. But, Inter's got to feel a little hard done by scoring 3 goals in Spain and not getting the result they wanted. But I think this second leg is going to go crazy. I could see another 2-2 or another 3-3. I think there's lots of goals to be had in this next tie. I think at the San Siro will be a bit of a challenge for Barca, but I think when you got a player like Yamal, Rafinha, Torres, I don't know, what's Lewandowski's status? Is he back playing and fit for the second leg?
I think he's out. I think he's out.
Ter Stegen's back for Barca.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's actually real. I have only imagined Barca with Chesney now. Okay, that's interesting. That's really interesting. But no, I don't know if you talked about it, but no, like I was hearing, this tie is just so much fun because you see 2 complete different styles of footy. Like you see Inter in their back 5 with the Lautaro and Thuram link up, and I know you mentioned how the goals were brilliant, But if you really deep how Inter scored that early, it's that typical just out wide, link up with Lautaro Martinez, who's able to switch the field so brilliantly. And then, come on, like, the flick,
Oh,
the flick, like, it's different. It's just it's a different gravy with Inter, and I hate talking about Inter like this, of course.
yeah.
But you gotta give respect when the respect is due, because to play in that formation, you need ballers.
Yep.
Like, you actually need people who know what they want to do, people who can make passes that aren't usually going to be made, and that's exactly why Inter's able to flourish. So it's a mixture of that. It's a mixture of, on the other side with Barcelona, like, when Lamine scored, I can't even lie to you. I was just watching on my laptop. I'm like, he did it again. Lamine has done it again. He's carrying this team again. Like, it's just so much fun to watch. It's so much fun to watch, and I I just applauded after. I can't lie. I just gave an applause after the game because it was class, all around
What
class.
what else are you supposed to do? He's a 17-year-old kid carrying the he's unreal. He's 17 years old carrying grown adults.
For him.
He's done this since the Euros when
I
Rabiot was trying
know.
to talk crazy to him.
It's unreal. Lamin's dad must be like every day praying to Allah or something like this because
Did you know he's a
good God.
Madrid fan?
Yeah, but he goes, what do you say? He goes, I don't care if I was a Madrid fan. Barcelona's the one that's feeding me now.
Yeah. It's a real response, though.
Spoken, spoken,
Yeah.
spoken like a true Moroccan.
Yeah. Well,
Doesn't
uh,
he'll sell himself out.
I'm not mad at it, though, because
No.
if it's what's feeding you, you gotta do what you gotta do. But
Hey,
it's interesting for me because I feel like this was one of the first times, not one of the first times, but the Barca high line really got exposed from Inter a lot. And I know they've played a lot of teams where, like, it's been high scoring games, but I just feel like with Inter's quality, it got like heightened to a different level. I don't know if you guys saw it as well or anything,
it's
but
it's it's
I
really
think
hard
Inter are
as a
just too smart. Go ahead, Rod.
no. I was gonna say it's just really hard as a if you're playing a high line to defend wingbacks. Like
yeah.
it's extremely hard. Like the space is there. All you have to do is time the run well. That's exactly it. It's really really hard. And
Well,
I mean,
I mean that's the thing. That's the thing because I feel like a lot of the game was played on Inter's left and Barca's right. Like the 85% of the game was played on that side. But once Inter's able to switch it, who's running down? It's Dumfries. And I hated to see it because somehow Dumfries has a brace in 2025 against Barcelona. And it makes absolutely no sense. An overhead kick? An overhead kick from Dumfries, from Denzel Dumfries. No, no, no. As an AC Milan fan, I hated to see all of it. But at the same time, the reason why they get that like set piece is because of the build that they had from the left side. So it's really just a game of chess. It's just two teams that know their exact style and want to play it their way, which they are. But we're just seeing so much brilliance from it, which is amazing. Just amazing.
Yeah, I'm just gonna add in two things. So Inter, all of Champions League campaign, right? Only let up 5 goals. Barca's just batted
Ugh.
3 in the first leg. So that's just some things to think about moving forward. Secondly, someone check on DeMarco. Is he okay?
Uh,
After all twisting and burning and bending and tackling, attempted
He's look-
tackling,
he's looking like Timber.
twisted inside out like a pretzel all night long. And they had to sub him off, early in the second, 55th, 60th minute. He was spent. A 17
him and Timber are going to rehab together.
Yeah.
Therapy.
It's like, what are you here for?
That's what
Hey,
Oh,
you know,
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
who's holding the meeting. Lando after that VCU game.
Oh, for the viewers, if you know, you know. Oh my days, oh my days.
But
But
yeah,
Actually, fun
no,
fact: do you know that kid's top 10 in dribbling in the MLS right now and take ons?
I mean, more of a fun fact. I literally watched them last Sunday because they
Yeah.
played against LAFC. So I'm literally talking to my friend. I'm like, guys, you don't know
You
what
don't
this guy
know.
is capable of. If you only knew. But
Oh.
two things that I did want to like get your thoughts on because I saw stats about it. Um, this is Yamal's 100th game as a 17-year-old. Do we see red flags? Do we see orange flags? Do we see yellow flags? Got like guys, I'm personally not a fan of it, but I wanted to get your perspectives first.
Oh, what age? Messi debuted at 17, didn't he?
I thought he was 19, right? Or Messi?
No,
It could have been. I think
17.
it was 17. I think it was 17.
Was it
Messi
17?
debuted at 17, I think, or Jack might have been 19.
He haven't
Regardless,
played nearly as many games up to this point. You know what I mean?
yeah. Regardless, the best player in the history of football, like, doesn't have as many games. Didn't have as many games on his belt as Lamine Yamal at his age. I think
He,
it's
he
a thing
played
where
9 games when
yeah.
he was
All right.
18.
No, yeah. So
Only 9.
I think
Yeah.
Wow.
Lamine Yamal is so good that you, for the sake of your team, you can't keep him out. But if I'm his dad, if I'm, like John Laporta, I'm trying my best to conserve him and keep him healthy. He's just growing. Like he's just growing into his body. You don't know what kind of complications are going to arise in the future, and he already has 100 games in his belt. He's doing Pedri numbers. What he did at Pedri's like first or second season of Barcelona.
When
Remember
Pedri
that
wasn't
picture of him at
sleeping,
the Euros or at the Olympics after his 71st game of the year?
he looked like Trossard.
He looked dead.
sorry. Trossard's ass, man. No, like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's
But
just I'm seeing major red flags. I think you have to rest him. But I know the way that football is nowadays, it won't happen. And I think
the
and
yeah.
I
Go
fear
go
we're
go.
gonna be I fear we're gonna be missing out on when he's hopefully not, but when he's 28, 29 years old, he's gonna have a few problems or he'll just be tired of it. Like because football is only getting more and more competitions and it's just not good for footballers. That's why squad sizes are now what 30, 36. They're looking like college
Yeah.
squad sizes now.
Mhm.
I mean, look at
Mhm.
prime example Chelsea. How big is your squad?
Wow.
No, no,
I
no. How
don't.
big is your
Don't.
squad?
Yeah. They have like 45 people on their books. It's interesting,
So
but
yeah, I just want to know what you guys think about it because that's the way I see it.
Jack, any thoughts?
Yeah. I mean, kind of what Rod said. I think it's a little bit alarming, just with how football's kind of played in this day and age, right? And you know, you're seeing a lot more injuries come about. Obviously, you have the physios to kind of deal with it a little bit quicker, and you have the equipment and recovery. But listen, I want to keep seeing him out there. I don't. I want him to play.
So
Um,
good.
like
So good.
Jack,
21 goals, 33 assists in his first 100 appearances. So that's 54 goal contributions in 100 games.
So good.
As a 17-year-old.
he's the same age as the guys that you coach, Jack.
Correct. Yeah, seniors in high school that I'm coaching. That's a great comparison. And these guys are complaining about doing a 15-yard sprint when Maul is turning DeMarco inside out. There's levels.
You got the 5, 10, 15, and they're trying to complain about that.
These guys can't run the beep test, but Lamine's out here. He's 54 goal contributions in 100 games. 17
Ballon d'Or candidate at 17.
Oh,
Do you remember what you were doing at 17?
I pray to God he stays healthy. And I'm not a big Barca fan like that, but as a football fan, we need to be seeing this man on the pitch playing.
I agree.
And I just pray that he stays healthy and doesn't have, a career.
Is it
God forbid a career ending, but like,
ACL or something.
something that disrupts his career and puts him on the
The
halt.
way what's happening to Neymar right now, I
Yes,
don't want to see that.
if that happened to Lamine in the next 3 years, I would be devastated.
is it gonna be a Jack Wilshere type of thing where he's just
No. I feel like putting Jack Wilshere in this conversation is absolutely
He has
disrespectful
no
to
business
Lamine
in this
Yamal.
conversation,
he
but
ran.
I get Rod's point. Jack Wilshere's whole career was pretty much ruined to his injuries.
I understand that part.
He
I
took
know.
he took Iniesta and Xavi for a walk in the park in a Champions League match. He
That
took
is
out the
true.
best
I'll
the
never
best
forget
midfielders for a
that.
walk in the park.
That is true.
Did he win the Euros?
We're not saying we're just talking about generational talents that were ruined by injuries.
He
He
had
could have been
Matthew
so
Upson.
good.
Penny, he had Matthew Upson as his center back. Cut him a break.
He could have
I
been
get it.
so
He was
good.
passing the ball to Abu Diaby, another one. I get it. I understand the Arsenal legends.
Arsenal
But we're
and
talking
England struggles.
we are talking about the closest person we've seen to Lionel Messi, and I just heard Jack Wilshere.
I was just trying to bring some comparison.
Ron, I
Don't-
love it, man. Thank you for. He was my idol growing up as a kid.
That's a lie. Don't say
My
that.
first Arsenal game I ever went to was Arsenal Celtic. Okay, 2009. It was a qualifying game at the Emirates, and Wilshere was 19 years old at the time. And I remember watching him play and saying to my dad, "I love this guy." And it was him and Aaron Ramsey in the midfield together, youngin. And Wilshere, classic.
But you want to see something funny? I saw something on
You had
Twitter.
a longer career than Wilshere.
No,
Go ahead, Roger.
Look, go look at the Lamine Yamal highlights. Go look at the Lamine Yamal highlights right now. Right, he's unreal. But go look at the things that Messi was doing at his age. All right. 18.
Yeah, sitting on the bench.
No, Messi. Messi
Dude,
was an
let's
alien.
just stop comparing them. Like,
No, but Smitty, I don't think you have to. You have to throw a comparison now.
no, there's
You
no
have
need.
to.
There's no
You
need.
have to. There
People
is.
weren't comparing LeBron with Michael Jordan when LeBron was 17. There's no need.
Yes, they were.
No, they weren't.
Yes, they were.
No, they weren't. They said he
LeBron was
could.
on every single magazine known to man. They said he was the
could.
next one.
They said he could be the next one. They didn't say he's the best player in the world. Just relax. He's 17. Let him be. Just let him play football.
You sound like his
Oh my
dad.
gosh. Why
You
did I
sound like
forget?
Not even
Let him
not
have
even
fun.
not even Lamine's dad is this graceful with Lamine.
No, but oh my gosh, I get it.
No, it has
Mo
nothing to
Salah's
do with
still in the Ballon d'Or
nothing to
talk.
do
I
with
get it. I get it.
If Barca win the Champions League, Rafinha's going to win it anyway. Lamine's not going to win it.
I don't
He has
know, man.
double the goal contributions this
I
year.
don't
It's
know,
not even close.
man.
I do
I
know.
don't know. I don't know, man.
I respect the take. And Smitty, I know you're watching the Rockets right now.
Well, I mean, before we get off track here, we'll try to reel it in and just again shout out Inter and Barca for providing a classic of a game. Like we probably didn't talk about Rafinha's goal enough. That was insane. Like we didn't talk about the assist that he had for the second goal. Like when they were down 2-0, I thought it was GG's. I thought Inter was just gonna park the bus, play it safe, and whatever it is. But clearly, Barca they can score whenever they want. I'm pretty sure they have like 160 plus goals this season, and that's insane. So we can end it with some predictions from the lads, and then any final takes that anyone wants. Jack, let's start with you.
Well, before I give my prediction, can I just say that is the greatest 3-3 game I've seen since the 05 final. AC Milan, Liverpool. Kenny, I had to bring it up. Smitty's happy right now. All right, but that was an instant classic. And this game kind of had that feel to it for me. I'm going.
Yeah, Jack, you remember that? You remember that match? How old are you? 6?
Yes, I remember.
Thank you. I mean, I was gonna be honest and be like, I wasn't even supporting AC Milan like that. When I was,
I'll tell you
when I
what.
was-
I'll tell you what. I remember sitting on my computer and watching
Shevchenko.
Peter Crouch out there run out there, but that's about the only thing that I remember. I don't remember the match. I remember watching Peter Crouch run out there.
And then if we're gonna be honest, low key, this game could have been 4-3 if it wasn't for that VAR decision where somehow dude stretched out his boot enough, and that was the offsides because
He didn't cut his nails. He didn't cut his nails.
Yeah, he didn't cut his nails, and when he put his cleats in the shower, so it stretched out the cleat too much. But,
Yeah.
What's your prediction, Jack?
All right. 4-2 Barca in the second leg. Okay.
In the San Siro.
Yes, you heard that right. 4-2, 7-5 on aggregate. Barca's in the Champions League final.
Okay.
3-1.
Yeah,
3-1
Matt-
Inter Milan.
2-1 Inter.
What'd you say, Rodrigo?
3-1. 3-1 Inter.
Okay. I'm gonna go 2-1 Inter Milan, and the pick that I've had from the round of 16 is going to make it to the final.
Class.
Anything else that we want to share with the viewers? This is one of the most hilarious episodes
I hope Lando
that
doesn't
I've
listen
been
to
a
this
part
one.
of.
I hope Lando doesn't listen to this one.
Oh, trust me, he won't.
I hope Chase does though. He'll get a laugh about the
Hey.
review comment.
Shout out Chase.
Adam.
Shout out the Atletico Madrid.
That fitness was crazy, Chase. I'm not gonna lie.
It wasn't even that bad.
No, it wasn't. But after a night out, surely it was.
The goalies were doing burpees during that drill.
Wait, who-
the trash can?
Smitty, who had you guys? Was it Fainty or who was it? Who was the goalie coach that had you guys?
I have
that-
no idea at that point. It might
It's
have
probably
been Kiesel.
It was Kiesel. Yeah.
If it was Kiesel, he would have had us running the maximum amount possible,
Yeah.
saying this is what he had to do.
But
Some guys.
You know what? Jack, Rodrigo, appreciate the time that you've spent with us.
Absolutely.
This is class. Since you've been on it separately, bringing you guys together, it brought the magic that we all thought it would. So
It was brilliant.
well, this was brilliant. This was another episode of Europe's finest. Champions League final coming up, so I can't wait to see what we plan for that. But you know what? Go Inter, go Arsenal, go Barca, go PSG, whatever. I'm Kenny, that's Jack, that's Smitty, that's Rodri, and we're out of here. Peace.